Hi everyone, this is Cynthia, psychic and astrologer. So today we're going to be discussing the June horoscope for all signs. I just kind of decided to put this together kind of last minute. So I'm going to go through every sign and kind of give a run through what you can expect for the month of June. But you can also read more in detail your particular horoscope um, on my website on June 1st. So stay tuned. Okay, Aries. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your ninth house of long distance trips, foreign people, and places. So the next 2 weeks could bring a time of travel long distance. Maybe others from afar come to visit you. It's also a time when you may study and learn and take on new classes and courses to further your career. Saturn does square this full moon, so this could bring a time of obligations. Now, the new moon on June 18th, will fall in your third house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors. So you can definitely expect the next 2 weeks to really see an increase of communication um, through text messages, emails, phone calls, possibly with family and friends. So it's definitely going to be a time where it really picks up conversations and communication. Now, on June 5th, Venus will be entering your fifth house of love, children, and creative projects. So, the one thing that I did want to point out about this Venus in Leo is that we are going to be having a Venus retrograde starting in July through September. So, Venus retrograding in your fifth house, which I'll discuss next month, but just kind of be aware that this could easily create some issues or problems with a partner, a lover. It could even bring about breakups. But right now, this is actually even a great time where it could easily bring about someone new into your life. Taurus. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. It will square Saturn. Now, the eighth house does rule taxes, credit, loans, settlements, inheritance. With the square, though, it could bring about some financial obligations, maybe certain things that you need to take care of. It could relate to other people. It could relate to things that you have to take care of within for yourself. Um, it's just really going to be a situation. It's a great time maybe to pay off some bills or debts, but you may also incur new debt. So it just really depends on what's going on. If you are going through a divorce, maybe this is a time where you are dividing the assets and it's just costing more than maybe what you would have hoped for. The new moon on June 18th will fall in your second house of earned income. This is great news if you're looking for a new job or maybe looking for new ways to bring in more money. Maybe there's a new job offer or a raise or finding new sources of income. Now, Venus does enter your fourth house of home on June 5th. Um, Great if you want to decorate, design, clean around the home, buy a new home. The only warning that I will give you is that um, in July, late July through September, we are going to be having a Venus retrograde. I always say never, never try to avoid as much as possible making any major purchase like a vehicle, a home, or purchasing a home during a Venus retrograde. So if you can do everything prior to July, I think it will work out best for you, or wait until after September if you want to make a major purchase. But the sun will also be entering your third house of short trips, communication on June 21st. So communication will be picking up, and this is a great time to connect with family and friends. Gemini. So partnerships and relationships are highlighted with the full moon on June 3rd. It does square Saturn, so there could be some obligations. Maybe it brings about a disconnection, breakup, separation, divorce, but that's only if there's been issues in the past. Or there could be some obligations that you need to take care of during this full moon. Now, the new moon does fall on your sign on June 18th, so it's a great time. It's going to be all about you and your personal wants and needs. This is also a great time to connect with others, and others will be pleasantly great to want to connect with you and be around you. Now, Venus will enter your third house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors on June 5th. So, the next few weeks, 2, 3 months here, it'll be a time to really connect with those around you, family, take quick trips, short trips, Maybe you meet somebody through the internet or a dating app. I did want to point out very quickly that we will start to have a Venus retrograde starting in late July through September. So there could be issues in relation to with someone close to you. I'll be discussing that more next month, but right now just know we do have a Venus retrograde, and a Venus retrograde could bring about issues with others. The sun enters your second house of earned income on June 21st. The next 4 weeks could bring about more money, more financial opportunities, and new sources of income. Cancer. The full moon on June 3rd will fall in your sixth house of work, service, and health. So the next 2 weeks, you could definitely expect to see an increase of tasks and projects. It is a great time to focus on your health and well-being. Maybe there are some issues that you need to take care of with your health and well-being, but this is a great time to exercise, lose weight, and focus on taking care of yourself. The new moon on June 18th will fall in your 12th house of secrets and solitude. So it is going to be a time for you to be kind of keeping to yourself, but this is also a great time where you'll see communication increase. Now, Venus does enter your second house of earned income on June 5th. We'll stay there for about 4 months due to a Venus retrograde that starts in July through September. But this is actually a time where you may see more money and increase of income, except during the Venus retrograde where you may find yourself spending more. So the sun enters your own sign in house on June 21st. So the next 4 weeks will be all about you and your personal wants and needs. Obviously, it is your birthday month. So this is just going to be about what you want and what's going to make you happy. Leo. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your fifth house of love, children, and creative projects. The next 2 weeks could bring love. Maybe you tell someone how you feel about them. There could be the possibility of a relationship coming to an end, but that's only if there's been issues in the past. This is also a great time for you to be social, connect with others. There could be financial obligations connected to children. The new moon on June 18th falls in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. It's a positive social time for you. This is a great time to connect with family and friends. Now, the sun will be entering your 12th house of secrets and solitude on June 21st. So, this could be a time the next few weeks where you may kind of keep to yourself. Maybe you're working on a project, on a task. It may be something where you're just working towards building things up. Now, Venus does enter your own sign in house on June 5th. So it's all about you gaining great recognition, uh, gaining great praise. I did want to point out very quickly that we will start having a Venus retrograde next month through September. I'll discuss more about that later on, but just kind of know that for right now, this is actually going to be a great time where it's about you and your personal wants and needs and what it is that you want to pursue and where you want to accomplish for the future. Virgo. So the full moon on uh, June 3rd will fall in your fourth house of home. Now, the next 2 weeks will bring a time where you may relocate, renovate, or make changes around the home. This could also be a time for you to decorate or design, maybe purchase some home furniture or home accessories. Maybe there could be the possibility of someone moving in or moving out of the home. Now, on June 18th, your career house will be the highlight with the new moon falling in your career house. So, this could bring about a time where there could be a promotion, advancement, maybe even an opportunity to make more money. Now, Venus will be entering your 12th house of secrets and solitude on June 5th. Now, because of a Venus retrograde next month and through September, from July through September, um, I would call it secrets could be revealed, but in the process, there could be a time where you are more considerate, more compassionate, keeping more to yourself. But then when the Venus retrograde hits, secrets may become revealed. I will be discussing more about that next month. Right now, just kind of know we do have a Venus retrograde coming up. Libra. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your third house of short trips, communication, siblings, and neighbors. Now, this might be a time where you may have to repair or replace a vehicle, computer, cell phone, or telephone. Now, next month, after July 23rd, there will be a Venus retrograde. And I always put out there not to repair or replace a vehicle during a Venus retrograde. So, if you can, I would say do so before the Venus retrograde occurs. Now, the new moon on June 18th will fall in your ninth house of long distance trips, foreign people, and places. This is a great time to travel. Maybe others from afar come to visit you. It's also a time to study and learn a new topic of interest, or maybe you decide to take on a new study or interest. Now, Venus will be entering your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. So, a friend may become a lover, or a lover acts more like a friend. This is a very positive social time for you and a great time to connect with family and friends. Now, like I was saying, after July 23rd, Venus will be retrograding from this same sign and house. So, it could be that old friends come back from the past, but I'll be discussing more about that next month. Just know this could bring about people from your past. Now, the sun will enter your career house on June 21st. So, the next 4 weeks can bring a time where you will be focusing on your career. And this could be a great time for you to pursue new ventures, new opportunities, or maybe a new business goal or business venture. Scorpio. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your second house of earned income. Now, this is actually a time where more money could come for you, but this could be through a raise or maybe even finding a new source of income. This could also bring about an opportunity of making more money through more work projects, additional projects that you take on. Now, the new moon on June 18th will fall in your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans. So the next 2 weeks could bring about financial or material gains through taxes, credit, loans, child support, alimony, inheritance, settlements. So this could be a great opportunity and a great time for you to gain in those ways. Now, Venus will be entering your career house on June 5th. Now, it's a great time of praise and recognition for your hard work. Now, on July 23rd, we will be having a Venus retrograde from your career house. So it could be that maybe while it's, going direct, that this is actually going to be a strong time for you of opportunities, making more money, building opportunities for your career future. But then when it retrogrades, there could be the possibility of making changes in your career, being open to new possibilities and new opportunities, maybe even quitting a job and moving on. So there's going to be more discussions about that, but just know what to expect. But in the meantime, this next month is going to be great for you in career and opportunities of that could bring you more money. So the sun is going to be entering your ninth house of long distance trips on June 21st. So the next 4 weeks could bring maybe some travels, maybe others from afar come to visit you. This could also be a great time to focus on your education, maybe take some classes and courses to further your career. But this is actually going to be a great time for your career and opportunities that could build you more income and more financial opportunities for the long term. Sagittarius. Now, the full moon on June 3rd will actually fall in your own sign and house. This is all about you and your personal wants and needs, but you may feel a little bit sensitive or emotional during the next 2 weeks. Saturn will be squaring this full moon, so it could bring about some obligations, maybe some challenges that could create maybe some setbacks, whether it's financial related, home related, family related. It may make you have to uh, make some adjustments. Now, the new moon on June 18th falls in your partnership house. So, the next 2 weeks, a great time to see communication increase with a partner. The partner could be someone personal, professional. It could also be maybe someone you are collaborating with to further your career. The only thing that I would say is that if you are in a place where you are looking to meet someone new, I would say be a little bit careful because maybe the person that you're meeting may not necessarily be uh, who you think they might be. So I would say really spend that time to really get to know someone versus just going by the assumption of what they're telling you, as they could be deceiving you at the same time. Now, Venus will be entering your ninth house of long distance trips, foreign people and places on June 5th. So it's a great time to travel. You'll connect well with family members, friends. Maybe it's even a time to enter college or university. But I will want to point out very quickly that starting July 23rd, Venus will be retrograding from this same sign and house. So it can bring about some issues, maybe with some family members, or maybe even something relating with education. So just something to be aware of. But it's going to be a great time to be social, to connect with people from abroad, or maybe you yourself decide to connect with others. So the sun will also be in your uh, in your house of financial obligations, taxes, credit, loans. So the next 4 weeks could bring about some financial obligations to take care of. Maybe it's tax related, maybe it's through child support, maybe it's in reference to a child, maybe it is in relation to your career, education. So this could be a time of having to deal with those financial obligations. But overall, it seems to be a very interesting and exciting time for you. Just start being more aware that this Venus retrograde here could easily create some issues that maybe you don't want to deal with. But like I said, I will be discussing more about that next month. Capricorn. So the full moon on June 3rd falls in your 12th house of secrets and solitude. Now, the next 2 weeks could bring a very well, a time of facing reality. And when you're facing reality, maybe things are kind of coming to you that you have to take certain steps that maybe you weren't counting on. And now it's time to make some adjustments. So, this is just going to be a time of working to balance things out to make those adjustments. Now, the new moon on June 18th will fall in your sixth house of work, service, and health. So, the next 2 weeks is a very positive time of, yes, seeing an increase of tasks and projects, but this could also bring you more money. And this could be a very busy time for you. But it's also going to be a time for you to focus on your health and well being. So, this is actually going to be a time to exercise, lose weight, and take care of your body. And if it's time to go to the doctor, well, maybe this is a time to do so. So, Venus will be entering your eighth house of joint resources, taxes, credit cards, and loans on June 5th. This is actually about 4 to 6 weeks where you could easily gain through taxes, credit, loans, child support, alimony, settlements, inheritance. The only thing that I did want to point out very quickly is that we are going to be having a Venus retrograde starting July 23rd through September. And there could be issues with these same obligations, taxes, credit, loans, child support. So I just kind of want you to be aware of that. I will be discussing that more next month, but just something to be aware of that you may run into these issues. Now, partnerships and relationships are highlighted with the sun entering your partnership house on June 21st. So the next 4 weeks is a time to collaborate and work with others. The partner could be someone personal or professional. This could also be a time to have open discussions. And if there's any concerns or issues, it's just a time to work through them, get through them, and move forward with the partnership and relationships. Aquarius. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your 11th house of friendships, groups, and organizations. Now, it is a very social time these next couple weeks. This could also be a great time to connect with family and friends. Saturn can put a little damper on this because it does square. So maybe there are other obligations that you have to deal with and that you have to take care of that could create some setbacks. But maybe it's just that you have to take your work with you while trying to enjoy spending time with family and friends. But it's either way, it's a great social time for you. Now, love and relationships are highlighted with the new moon on June 18th. This is a great social time for you, a great time to meet new people, a great social time for love. The only thing that I would say, because Neptune squares the sun and the moon, that anyone that you meet may not necessarily be who they say they are. You could easily be deceived. So I would say proceed with caution. But it's a great social time and a great time to, like I said, meet new people. Venus will be entering your partnership house on June 5th. Now, it's a great time to compromise, to work out any issues or problems, to connect with family and friends, to meet someone that could be a long term partner. The only thing is that we are going to be having a Venus retrograde starting July 23rd through September. So I'm not too fond of a Venus retrograde in the partnership house. That could bring about issues with a partner, but it could also bring about somebody in your direction that could be a long term partner. And this person could be from your past. So it really is going to depend on what's going on for you during that time. Right now, I would say if there are any issues to work through, have any kind of open discussions, this would be a great time to do so. But I do feel that it is a very positive time for connecting with the people around you. It's a very social time with the new moon and then Venus. Yes, will be positive. For most part, it is a positive connection here. So utilize this as an opportunity to work out any differences or to connect with someone close. Pisces. So the full moon on June 3rd will fall in your career house. This could bring 2 weeks of opportunities to advance in your career, run into great opportunities that could bring you more money. Saturn will square this full moon, so you could be working harder for the money. Maybe it's just that it brings about more obligations, more work projects, but this could also be a great time to receive a promotion, advancement, or even start a new business venture. Now, the new moon on June 18th will fall in your fourth house of home. So, this could be a time to relocate, renovate, or make changes around the home. Maybe you decide to purchase new furniture or new accessories, but it is going to be a great time for you. Maybe you decide to purchase a home near water, since Neptune will actually be affecting this new moon. Maybe you just find yourself drinking more water. There could also be the possibility of taking care of some issues relating to water, like plumbing, maybe installing a water filtering system, maybe dealing with some issues with water related, or maybe it's just you watering your plants more or something. But either way, the energy is very, very positive no matter what for this new moon. Now, Venus will be entering your sixth house of work, service, and health on June 5th. So you're going to actually notice it to be a very positive time to connect with coworkers, clients, customers. It's a very positive social time for you. Now, the other thing that I did want to point out is we are going to be having a Venus retrograde starting July 23rd in the same sign and house. So maybe there might be issues with that. Now, Venus in the sixth house also reflects health. So health, maybe it relates to your bones, dental. Now, it could also be the health and well-being of a pet. So maybe this isn't necessarily your health and well-being. Maybe it could be the health and well-being of a pet of yours. But this could also be a time of taking care of issues relating, like I said, maybe with yourself. Maybe you need to exercise, lose weight. Maybe you're just starting to be more aware, alert of your own diet, how you eat, what you eat, and so forth. Now, the sun will be entering your fifth house of love, children, and creative projects on June 21st. So the next 4 weeks is a very positive social time for you and a great time to connect with family and friends. But this could also be a time to enjoy music, movies, concerts, social events. Uh, could be a time to find love and fall in love. But overall, I think it's just going to be a great time to just be social and get out and go out. So this is actually going to be a time, like I said, to work hard for the money. The full moon could easily push you to put yourself out there, work hard, take care of any task or projects that you need to. But this would be a great time, like I said, to really move forward and just taking care of any opportunities and obligations there for you. So I did put out there an article about the Venus retrograde. Now I'll be posting the link below so you have an idea what you can expect with the Venus retrograde um, once Venus starts entering Leo, which will be there all the way pretty much for like 4 months almost. So I'll post the link below, and just to kind of give you an idea, you can read the article. Like I said, I'll be discussing more about this for your particular sign next month. But right now, it's just kind of a good idea just so that you yourself can see for yourself, what it is that you can expect from Venus, and especially once it kicks into a Venus retrograde. So this is going to be kind of like the overall what you can expect. It doesn't really have to relate to anyone's particular sign. This could be anybody at any time when the Venus retrograde starts to kick in. So check it out. Make sure you read it just to kind of get a heads up so that next month, as things start we start going into that Venus retrograde, you kind of start having a good idea of pretty much what to expect. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you directly, but it could, or maybe someone that you know will be experiencing it. So just something to be aware of, and just to be aware of for the you never know.